Today, me and my partner Marcelo will be giving a Java tutorial about one of the four pillars of object-oriented programming, polymorphism. So let's start. What is polymorphism? From the word poly, it means many, and morph, which means to take many different forms. In other words, polymorphism is when an object takes many different forms. In Java, polymorphism utilizes or makes use of inheritance to create one class and make several other subclasses inherit from that specific class. Given a real-life example, a security guard outside an organization behaves differently with different people entering the organization. He acts in a different way when the boss comes and in another way when the employee comes. When customers enter, the guard will respond differently. So here the behavior of the guard is in various forms, which depends on the member who is coming. So moving on, there are two types of polymorphism, static polymorphism and dynamic polymorphism. Firstly, dynamic polymorphism. It is resolved at runtime and contains same methods with the same parameters but associated in different classes. An example of this is method overriding. So in this example, we have three classes, namely animal, which serves as the parent class, and the two other subclasses, dog and cat, to which both subclasses inherit whatever method is inputted in the parent class animal. And in our example, we are using the method makeSound, and this specific method is overridden by the subclasses dog and cat. For further explanation, I will be coding this to our IDE. So today I will be using Visual Studio Code as my IDE or integrated development environment. So as you can see, I've already created the polymorphism package. So now let's just create our classes. So first we have to create our main class. Next is animal class. Next is class dog. And lastly is class cat. So in my main class, let me just implement the main method. So going back to the example, we can all agree that our parent class animal has two subclasses dog and cat, or in other words, subclasses dog and cat inherits whatever method is implemented here in class animal. So let's add our keyword extends animal, which means class dog inherits from our class animal as well as in our class cat. So again, whatever method is implemented in our parent class is also inherited in our subclass dog and cat. So in our example, let's add our void method makeSound. And let's just display override this. Here in our subclass dog, let's override makeSound method from class animal and display arf. In our class cat, we'll make him display meow. Now going back to our main method, let's simply call our objects. Here, our object dog is instantiated as dog as well as cow. So let's call our methods. Dog makeSound and cat makeSound. Now, remember that this is why it's termed as polymorphism. One class, many forms. One class animal, many forms dog and cat. So let's just save this. Let's try to run our program. And here, as you can see, it displays arf and meow.
Now the other type of polymorphism is static polymorphism. In Java, static polymorphism is achieved through method overloading.
Static polymorphism also means
there are several methods present in a class having the same name but different types, order, or even number of parameters. At compile time, Java knows which method to invoke by checking the method signatures. So this is called compile-time polymorphism or static binding. This concept will be clear in the following example. Okay, so now we will try to implement the static polymorphism in Java. And I'm using Visual Studio Code for this example. So let's go. We're going to create a file first in Java. So let's name the static example. Right there. And we're gonna have two classes. One is for the main class where we can instantiate the objects, and the other one is for the methods. So let's name this example methods. All right. Now in the main class, let's add this one so that it could be declared as the main method. All right. So we have here two classes. Now in the first class, we can add a method. So let's name this public int add. So the method is called add, and what it does is, well, first we're going to put some parameters first. So we're going to put int x and int y as the list of parameters, and we're going to add a return statement so that we can successfully add the numbers by referring to int x and y. And we're going to add another method with the same name, but in this case different, that has different list of parameters. So let's add int x and int y, which is present in the first method, but we're going to add int z so that it's different from the first method. So let's add return statement also x plus y plus, and this time z. So to make sure that the methods will work, let's first instantiate the objects first. So let's add, what do we call this one? Example methods. Let's name this exam methods equals new exam methods right there. And now we need to call it. So we can call it by system.print.line, system.out.print.line, system.out.println. Sorry. And then let's call in exam methods dot add, and then let's add some numbers to it. So it's int x, so let's add 9, and then in int y, let's add 10. And no, the answer is not 21. So that's the first one right there. And the second one, we're gonna still do the same. Exam methods dot add, and then we could add a few numbers, 3 plus 3, and 3. And when we run this, the answer will be there you go. The answer is 19 and 9. And right here is an example of the method overloading, since it has the same name, but it has different parameters. Let's name this one the first method, second method. So the first method has x and y. The second method has x, y, but it has z, where the first one doesn't have one. And I could also add, if I want to, we could add a couple of things like add int x, int y, int z, a, and I could call it right here. I could call here method. Let's add 3, which is 12, and there you go. So it calls in the first method right here, calls in the second method, and then the third one, which is right here, it will call out and add the numbers that you type. So that's about it. That's the example of
Static polymorphism.
So there you have it. So today we have discussed the definition of polymorphism, the real-life examples of polymorphism, the two types of polymorphism, and the implementation of it in Java. That is all. Thank you for watching and have a good day.